Man, thank goodness. Good evening, Hexicans. It's 43OG here, and it's the Hex Late Show coming at you once again. We do this every week on a Tuesday evening, Australian time, and I believe it's Tuesday morning in the US. It is Tuesday afternoon in Europe, and yeah, we're back to do it again. Let me bring up the guys, hey? What's going on, fellas?
Hey, how are you, buddy?
Good, man. How are you?
Yeah, good. I haven't been here for a while. I've been away for a couple of weeks, so good to get back on with you guys.
Nice. So what happened last week? Let's just recap very quickly. We were having a robust discussion, like we always do, where we just basically arguing it out, and we went over time into Wake Up Hex's time slot, which, you know, I'm sorry, I apologize to the guys. They have a great show. Yeah, we did.
I thought we caught it just in time.
No. They had to tell us. They're like, dudes, you're eating up into our time slot. I apologize for that. That's not something that we ever intend to do, and it's something that I'm going to be very, very careful never to do again, because those guys have a great show, and I appreciate what they do. But what we were doing, we were talking about something which I guess I don't feel like I've had it resolved. I know, like Tangent, you've given your perspective. Let's just recap. We were talking about brute forcing crypto stuff, right? And I don't want to reiterate your arguments. We can go back and you can do that for yourself. I guess where we're at right now, because we've been talking about it, I guess today before the show, where we're at now is that the question that I have after listening to everything that Tangent has been saying is whether there is extra entropy in relation to private keys. In relation to the private keys when a passphrase is applied. So Tangent and I and Jexa, we're all in agreement that of the 24 words, if you're brute forcing a 24-word seed phrase, there is a defined limited number of, you can just work it out. There's a very, very simple equation. And my question was, in relation to private key, like passphrases and application of private keys, whether that increases the number of private keys that exist, and whether that would increase the increase the time of brute forcing those private keys, or whether those private keys exist in the original set of derived addresses in 24-word seed combinations. So I hope that made sense. I'm at the edge of my capacity.
I've got to say, this is the biggest nerd conversation that I've been dragged into, but I like it.
Can I drop my analogy? I think this is my best. Can I drop my best analogy? I really like this as an analogy for this situation. So say you've got a website where users have passwords, and the website host can choose to keep the passwords encrypted or unencrypted. So if the passwords are unencrypted and a hacker comes in, then they're just going to see all the passwords and then they can just go into any account. If they keep it encrypted, then when a hacker finds the password list, it's useless. It won't give them any passwords, right? They need the encryption key. However, if that same attacker is just going through brute forcing passwords, it doesn't matter whether the password list is stored encrypted or unencrypted. Brute forcing the passwords take just as much time, just as much effort, because you're guessing a password, and when it goes in, it is comparing it against the hash or the encrypted version of the password, seeing if it's correct, and then deciding whether it's right or not, rejection or acceptance. So does that make sense? That the encryption that the host does makes no difference in the effort that it takes for an attacker to brute force an individual account on the website.
I'm not sure if that analogy holds true in this particular instance, because the question I have is in relation to private keys. That's the question. We're going, forget all the 24-word stuff. We're going straight to what you need to sign a transaction, right? We're going straight to the thing you actually need. Forget all that other stuff of how you use to derive those private keys. I'm talking.
No. You can't go to that level. You can't go to that level. You have to stay at the seed phrase level because
Why?
from any seed phrase.
BIP 39 was but BIP 39 was created.
But you
BIP 39 was created
keys.
Later.
You can generate hold up. You can generate infinite keys from a single seed phrase. So then it doesn't make sense if we're having that probabilistic argument that we started in the last stream. You can't start using the derivation trees. They're literally infinite.
Yeah. So that sort of goes to the point I was making, which is that you were saying.
I think what you're trying to do though, if you're not trying to decrypt seed words, you're just trying to decrypt a private key. It uses, and I'm going to run out of my own knowledge here, but you use elliptic curve cryptography to generate that private key. Now, what you pass into it it's the seed words, and I don't know whether that's hashed or something, and then you apply the passphrase to those seed words, and it changes the hash, but it still gets fed into the elliptic curve standard or protocol or whatever you're using. So it's given a defined set of string of characters that it then runs through its algorithm and spits out the private key. So I don't think you're adding anything extra, because that elliptic curve protocol is a defined standard and it's going to spit out a consistent size string at the end.
Yeah, it's based the generatable keys are dependent on the seed phrase anyway. So like if you brute force the seed phrase, then you have all the keys. You've got all the keys you've got all the private keys for
Look, I think I want some like Richard Hart level, smackdown on this shit, man. I want him to say like 43, you're a dumbass, shut the fuck up. Like Tangent's right. I want that level of. Do you understand what I'm saying?
The sad thing is, I used to have the book that would have answered this, because when I'd done all my Cisco exams, you had to learn all this shit.
Yeah. So
that was maybe we didn't clarify the discussion between each other enough at the start. Yeah. Maybe that was the problem, because I was only ever talking about the 24-word seed phrase, not the private keys that get generated from that. I was not talking about trying to brute force individual private keys. I was always talking about the entire seed phrase.
Yeah, no, that's correct, right? That's and I know that's what you're talking about. I know that's what you're talking about. But we're in agreement on that point. On that point of where we like diverged was on the point of the passphrase. But look,
The
let's not go on about this.
The 25th word.
Yeah,
the 25th word was the issue.
Yeah, the 25th word. But I don't think we're going to resolve it in this. I think we need some higher level, higher level
Cryptographers.
Yeah. People who actually know shit. I mean, I've got to say, Tangent actually knows a lot more about maths and stuff than I do. Like I know, I think the limit of what I did was the unit circle, man. I went to the unit circle and stopped. But
I think a wallet developer who has worked with a wallet that uses the 25th word would be able to answer this without doubt. They would be able to say, it works like this. This is how the 25th word is applied. And then it would just solve it. And I'm fairly sure I'd be...
But you know how you can... hang on, I just want to make this point, because when you're saying that, it doesn't resonate with me. Because you can get the private key itself, right? You get the private key and you can import that into MetaMask. And that private key could be a private key that has got a passphrase attached to it. But you don't have to enter the passphrase if you're just putting in the private key by itself.
Then it's outside the spec. We were talking about the 25th word being added to a 24-word passphrase. If you're going to start talking about private keys that were generated in a different way that didn't come from a 24, then it's not relevant.
No, the point I'm making is that there's a new set of private keys. In my understanding is there's more private keys are generated when you apply the passphrase. But we need this to be confirmed. I don't, I could be wrong on this. I could be wrong. And if I'm...
No, it's a completely separate private key.
Yeah, it's a different private key. Private keys, not keys.
I'll find someone. I'll find someone who can answer this for us. I will find someone.
What's the actual question?
I'll reiterate the question. I'll reiterate very quickly, guys. I know I don't want to alienate our audience, right? But very, very quickly, where we're sort of diverging in what we're saying is, my question is there extra entropy once you apply, in terms of private keys? I need to make this very important.
No, because it's using the same
still 24
algorithm.
words.
It's still using the same algorithm.
So now at least this week it's 2v2 rather than last week it was 2 against me.
Jexa, when you go into the Ian Coleman tool, you put in generate a 24-word seed phrase. The raw binary will stay the same, even though you put in a passphrase, and all the private keys below will change, right?
Yep.
So
there's
something extra there, right?
Because you're and I may be a little bit out of whack on this, but you're probably just hashing the result and then feeding it in there. So then the elliptic curve cryptography, I think it's Diffie-Hellman or whatever the bloody uses, and the key length on that, you'll put in a certain amount of data and it will spit out something that fits within its.
So those new key private keys you could find them in the original set of derivation.
No.
So there's extra entropy. You guys are not. You're not clarifying it for me in a way that I understand. I'm sorry.
No, because
maybe as I'm thick as a fucking brick. But
okay.
You guys
I'll
need
put
to
it this way.
explain it in a way I can understand.
Let's just say you've got to feed something into the cryptography standard. You've got to feed in a set length. 20 bytes. But then you say, okay, I'm going to put a passphrase on it, and it hashes that, but still spits out 20 bytes, but it's just constructed of different data. Then it still goes in there. So you're not adding any more entropy. You're just changing what's fed into the bloody crypto protocol standard. So this is the same formula, just a different value. Does that make sense? Don't know.
The probability.
By the way,
the probability.
I've got Steph on Telegram telling me I'm definitely wrong here. So and I've got Mango Junkie telling me that I'm Sicilian, so I'm definitely fit. I might have to concede defeat on this one, hey? I might have to concede defeat.
I like this featured comment saying, I'm confused, but it sounds bullish.
Oh, this is super bullish. Super bullish, hey?
All right. I'm not gonna do the call out to people to come and solve this for us on Twitter. If Steph has already weighed in, then that's enough for me.
Okay, yeah. But I regardless of all of that shit, I want to put something up on screen that I think is important. If you can just share that.
All right, guys, emergency, breaking news. This comes from Dozer. I don't know if he minds me saying this. Godwale just moved 4,000 ETH because he's got a monitor on the dude's wallet.
Where did he move?
Where did he move another address? Where did he move him to?
He didn't say. He just said he's got a like an auto monitor on his wallet, and he just moved 4,000 ETH. Oh, wait, to Kraken.
Hmm. Oh, he's just buying a villa in France, dude.
I thought he might have been moving it to a wallet that was protected with a 25th word because there was more entropy in it. So this.
Worried someone's going to brute force it.
Yeah, day 43.
I've got a Raspberry Pi just working on it in the background here.
So regardless of whatever bloody standards being used or how it's been hashed or all that bullshit, this book that is up on screen now is, if you're in crypto, you should have a read of it. Yep, it's
I've got a copy.
Yeah. So this is all about, it's less about the technology and how to store seed words and how they're all created, but this is about how to look after your shit so that if something happens to you, you can pass it on safely. Or what information do you need to keep, and how do you keep that separate from your access details, and how do you get that to your heirs or whoever's responsible? It's a pretty cheap book, good information in it, and you can never. This is something you can always improve. So you'll do a run through it, and you won't get it right, but 100%. But you'll get it to a certain level, and then you come back 6 months later, and things have changed. Maybe your portfolio's gone up, or you've changed wallets or whatever, and you can relook at it again and improve on it, and keep iterating so that you.
Like any steps are better than no steps.
Exactly.
Like it even says like the first step is actually just to tell your loved ones that you actually have crypto, because some people die and their relatives don't even know they had crypto. So it's like this first step to inheritance planning is just for people to be aware that there is crypto to inherit. So it's like the first step is as simple as that you could do with like a message to your friend or to your family member saying, yo, if something happens to me, there is crypto to be had.
Mm. Yep.
I feel the need to prove that I've actually got the book. I'll be back.
But we've lost day 43 as well, have we? He's off.
Looks like it.
Cool.
No, I'm here. Sorry, I was just reading some messages.
All right, I'll get this off the screen. So crypto inheritance planning, check it out. It's worth a read.
That's awesome, dude. I might just before you take off the screen, let me just go and order it.
Yep, this one here that's actually sitting up in the top of this screen as well. Let me just scroll up a little bit. This one here is not a bad read either. It's a little bit dated, but that's not a bad read. If you're putting together a portfolio or you're speaking to someone that's got equities and holding a bit of gold, and why should they add crypto to their portfolio? That's a good read.
That's it.
That's the one. If you haven't got it, grab it.
Highly recommended. It's really, really good. And the font's really big. So it's like
you read it
it's
as well.
Easy to read.
Yeah, it's not a long read. It's really not a long read.
Yeah. The font size is huge on this thing. So it's like, it's literally no time at all.
Hmm.
Okay, done.
So basically, I don't know if I should say this. I guess it's not really doxing much important shit, but basically, I just said to my dad, I was like, yo, forget all this nonsense. Like, as in, you don't need to worry about this shit. Like, as in, don't even, if something happens to me, don't even try and work out how to use hardware wallets.
Yeah.
Just
that's right.
go straight to the safe, cut that shit open, get the actual words, and that's the shit. Like, just use that. So that then they're not trying to work out like what your freaking pin is and how to use the shit. You just go, just cut straight to the chase.
Yeah, and then start sorting through the 1,000 cryptos that I hold.
Yeah.
One of the other really good tips that's in there was, I said don't bother working out like the thousands of cryptos. I just said just go Hex and Bitcoin. Just literally just do Hex and Bitcoin. Like, because obviously they're my biggest stacks. So also there was a really good tip in there that said you should what was it? Forgot. Anyway, it'll come to me.
Oh, so the biggest tip I can give for anyone that hasn't read it or is not going to read it, biggest tip I can give you is have people that are on your side. So you've got obviously heirs.
That was it. Thanks.
Yeah. So you've got heirs that
people,
are going to be the recipients. Yeah.
People they can trust.
Yeah. So your heirs, they're going to be the recipients of it. They just need to know never to give your access details away to anyone. But you also put in people like trusted accountants or trusted advisors in general, someone that knows how to deal with this shit. So I might put Tangent down as a trusted technical advisor. So if something happens to me, at least you can work with him and he'll say, yeah, well, he's probably got this and he may have a bit of that. So have those key people someone
that you trust to provide guidance, and you still structure it in a way that person still doesn't, that person doesn't just take over and do it with an ability to steal the funds. It's literally someone that you can just ask questions to, because otherwise they're going to hop on the internet and be like, yo, I just inherited crypto. How do I do this? And they're going to get flooded with scammers that are just like, just send us the passphrase and we'll sort it out for you. And then boom, funds.
Yeah, there has to be like some almost commandments of you know, that you like some rules that you need to leave them, like maybe 5 or 6, just very basic. Do not ever show anyone these words, ever. Even if they're helping you, even if they're trusted, no matter what, they never need to see them, ever.
The benefit for me was because I set up that self-managed super fund for myself and my parents, they have seen how I use a hardware wallet. So it's kind of had been forced involvement of them to sort of at least start to understand how crypto works. So I guess that's maybe another thing, is like actually educating the person before you die on how crypto actually works.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give one more little tidbit. Do what's called an ICE document, so in case of emergency. So that should be that's a document that doesn't hold any access details. So no seeds, passphrases, anything like that, and doesn't even necessarily have to have locations on it of where you keep that shit, but just enough information to get people started in the right direction. And that means that document doesn't have to be well guarded if it's in actual fact without going to the extreme of blasting it everywhere. But if you've got 2 or 3 people that know you have access to that document and can read it, then at least you've got some people on your side.
Slightly more info than what you would want to publicize, but not dangerous for it to leak.
Yeah, that's right. If it did leak, that's not going to compromise anything.
It's not game over.
Yeah. Which then cycles back to the whole use of passphrases and things like that. They are a really effective tool in being able to control the access, so that if someone does get hold of seed words, you can have other things in place so that the two need to be brought together to decrypt your private keys. So it just gives you a bit more flexibility in how you who you can trust with access, and where you can do like a 2-factor type thing. So even if someone does do the wrong thing and gets the seed words, your heirs only have the passphrases and things like that. So that
I really like Shamir's, man. I think Shamir's is like such a great option, really such a great option, because you can spread it out between people that you trust, so they don't actually have all the. I need to read this book. Yeah. I need to listen to this book because I'm super interested in.
Jackson and I basically have pretty much dropped like some of the most important points, but it's still.
Are you telling me I just wasted $16?
No. It's worth having. We didn't, yeah. And so if you guys want to see, you know, a tragic tale of what happens when you don't do this, just go on YouTube and search for Tim Dillon, The Wallet. And there's a little short movie about a tragic story of what happened. Do you want to watch it?
Can we watch it? We're not. Are we going to get flagged if we watch it?
Probably.
I don't think so.
Pretty funny.
Maybe
not.
Actually, no, you won't, because I've actually shown it a stack of times on my. I'm going to send you the link. I've shown. Can I
ask? Is your like what's going on with? Did you get it back?
No. So basically, I'm going to send you this link. So it's one of the things I did want to talk about just really briefly was I've got two friends that work at Google, and one of them offered to, like, he's very high up now because he's been working at Google for his entire career. He's literally been there his entire career. And I think he's a year older than me. And he offered to, like, you know, cuff some people to radiators and find out what happened and get my channel back. And I told him specifically that I don't want special treatment, because I would be a hypocrite if, after all the stuff I say about, like, that we're trying to fight corruption in governments and things like that, for me to go and use, like, my network of influence and my relationship with him to get unfair treatment that other people don't get. So I was like, no, you don't do that. Like, but he did help me and give me a link that's available to everyone, called takedown.google.com, I think it is. No, takeout.google.com. That link allows you to access all the data that's on your Google account, and includes being able to access your YouTube videos while your channel is being banned, reviewed, terminated. So my account got terminated for that, like, not the Google account, the YouTube account. And that link allowed me to download all my videos. They're literally on that screen behind me. That's me processing them, because they come down in this weird format that Google uses called, like, WebM. And I need them in MP4 to re-upload to Odyssey. But so that's what that computer behind me is doing. And so I was cool with him giving me that information because that's public, but I wasn't really down with him going and, like, doing shit that is favoritism. And so even though he was like, no, I still want to try and help you out, get your channel back, find out, and at least find out why, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good, because the channel didn't just get, like, striked or whatever, it got, like, terminated.
Deleted, yeah.
I'm on Odyssey now. So sorry, Jackson. So
to not even give you a warning was pretty shit, really.
Yeah, no warning. But I guess I've heard that that's happened to other people as well, right? Like, it happened to, was it Stoltz? Adam Stokes.
Adam Stokes.
He's just woke up one day, his channel's gone, and I think I've heard this happening quite a bit in the crypto space.
He got his back pretty quickly. Hey, I don't think it's unethical. I don't think it's unethical at all if you have someone you know at Google to get them, throw them some handcuffs, get them to tie some people to radiators. Like, I don't see what the ethical problem is there. Like, you were fucked over by a big corporate conglomerate. If you know someone in that conglomerate, fucking just get him to find out.
It sounds like there's a person. It sounds like there's an individual behind that termination. That doesn't sound like to have your channel terminated in that way. Doesn't sound
not
like
algorithmic.
No, that's someone. So that could be one fuckwit, one woke motherfucker who's fucking you over. Why don't you use your contacts to reverse the situation? I'm with Blue.
Or at least find out. At least find out what the hell's going on.
I do not see the issue.
What's interesting is that when you use that feature, takeout.google.com, the videos, some of the videos, when you get all your videos, some of them are actually just HTML files. And when you open up that HTML file, it said, we didn't supply you this video because of the fact that it, like, goes against our terms of service or whatever. So you can actually see, I think there was like 4 videos of mine that came down as HTML files rather than video files. So there were 4 videos that they obviously had, that they took some issue with. And so at least that's interesting that people can get a little bit of insight. I mean, for most people, that means they have to download their entire channel though, which is a lot. Like, mine was 400 gigs. So I imagine for some people that would be huge. And people that stream more than me, like if you stream daily, it would be even bigger than that. Oh hell yes. Yes.
Okay.
I don't think I've seen this.
Tommy, I called you to talk about Dad and money. Dad owns 100 Bitcoins. And he's got them in a wallet on the internet.
The wallet's in it. What the fuck are you talking about?
If we get the password, there's millions of dollars in there. Elon Musk started a new type of money.
Who is Elon Musk?
He was an astronaut, Tommy. Listen, Ma, Dad was into something here, and it's fucking big.
Your father was a fucking clown.
We just gotta get that password.
Why don't you try fucking Susan? That was his girlfriend's name.
That's not a bad idea.
So I thought it was Tracy.
Come on. We never had nothing growing up, but now we can have something. Christ! Fuck you fucking loser! What's the password? What's the fucking password? Tommy, the central banks are fucking us. They're all this heavy. They're all doing this. Our only fucking chance. It would change our fucking lives, Tommy.
I have $17, Timmy.
That's not good.
Yeah, big fucking surprise there. Your father was a real class act.
It's gonna be okay, Tommy. It's gonna be okay.
We're trying to get the password.
Say something.
Dude, I can't wait till that comes out.
That's hilarious.
Did you hear the bit where he's like, I thought his mistress's name was Tracy. Oh,
Hey,
man.
that's hilarious. Hey, on a more serious note, I need to. I've been meaning to bring this up for a while, and Tangent's not going to be happy, but we're going to do what we're going to do. Hey.
By the way, that video actually highlights the importance of inheritance planning, even though it's a joke. You know what I'm saying? What's
Sure.
yours?
Yeah.
So, guys, I just wanted to point out. This is when people are when we've heard Richard Hart talking about Bitcoin security vulnerabilities, the CVE details. This is what he's talking about. These are the known security vulnerabilities of Bitcoin, and so most of them are not like critical. Most of them are just.
Tone Vase countered to this, saying that this list looks scary because the developers are very honest and very comprehensive, whereas with shitcoins, they don't talk about the problems and no one gives a shit. Like no one cares because it's.
I mean,
just
that's always going to be the counter argument to what Richard is saying. Is that okay? They found 2 bugs. That means they found 2 bugs and they fixed them. So on the one hand, there's 2 bugs that aren't a risk anymore. But on the other hand, you kind of wonder, if they found 2 bugs, are there more? But probably chances are that there aren't more bugs, But it's all
the other thing
isn't
is it? The other thing is fixing a bug might create other bugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think what the point was, or what Richard's trying to make, is that the ERC20 standard has been really tried and tested, and I think unless you're doing something funky with it, just a vanilla token, it's pretty hard to fuck it up that much.
Yeah. Yo, I've got an epic counter counter for Richard's. It's a safe within a safe, right? Because hold up. That analogy doesn't make sense because sure, the HEX code is locked and immutable, but if Ethereum has a problem, like if Ethereum fundamentally has a problem, then you've now got a safe, which is the HEX code that's secure inside a burning building that's completely about to fall down. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like you're still reliant. So it's not actually a safe in a safe. It's more of like a safe inside
in a house.
In a multi-story building where if something happens to that building, then you're fucked anyway. Like
it's not. You wouldn't even call it a safe. You'd call it a black box. You'd call it a black box because that should be able to survive the burning building, right? That should be able to survive because you system state at the last block that it was working.
So
and
all I'm trying to say,
deploy on a new chain.
A safe within a safe implies you have to break both saves to have a problem, to have a security problem. Whereas with HEX being built on top of Ethereum, if Ethereum has a major problem, it's a problem for all ERC20s. Now, I am going to feel much more comfortable about this once we've got the redundancy of having ETH and PulseChain. So once Pulse launches, I'm going to be much more chill about this. But until then, I think the analogy makes it sound like you're getting extra security. You're really not. It's not a safe within a safe. Do you guys?
No, I agree with what you're saying. It depends what you're protecting against. If you're protecting against inflation bugs, then yeah, it's a safe within a safe. But if you're protecting against catastrophe, yeah, you're subject to the.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, I'll allow it. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. If you're talking specifically about inflation bugs, then yes, it probably is a double layer of protection. So yeah, yes. Also 43. I've noticed on this list, a lot of these say before 0.x or whatever, right? So these are saying these are only. See how it says like.
Hang on.
0.8.0 and earlier thing before 0.4.9. So a lot of these problems don't exist, or they've been resolved. But if a large portion of the network was still running old node software, it could become a problem for those nodes or for the broader network. It's still theoretically a concern. But if enough of the nodes upgrade and stay up to date, then most of these, I don't think they are a problem anymore.
Someone's talking about, can you please talk about...
Yeah, we do need to...
some sort of scam.
Yeah, we do need
I don't know what that is, but I generally ignore any things that,
Yeah, so there was an airdrop. There was an airdrop sent out to... It was targeting hexagons called Hex Bonus. So another one of those dusting type attacks where it appears in your wallet, and the site that they had linked to it uses all the same hex colors and styles and all that sort of stuff. So people could get tricked into thinking that it's legit. And I haven't interacted with it myself. Had a quick look at the site, and it appears you've got to send the hex bonus, like a claim type thing on the site, and then you'll get given hex back in return. Now, obviously, if you do that, you're going to have to I'm assuming it'll ask you for some permissions on your wallet, and it'll probably ask for send permissions for your hex or something like that, and then obviously drain your wallet. So if you see it in your if you see that in your wallet, whether it's MetaMask or whatever, there's not much you can do about it. If you go to Etherscan, it's always going to be there. There's no point trying to interact with it and remove it.
A lot of us are just collecting this whole list of dusting attack coins in our wallets. Yeah. All you can do is ignore it.
Actually, in saying that, you probably could, and I'm not saying do this, but I don't see the harm in if you were just to send it to a burn address. I don't think that would cause any harm.
You might need to give an approval to be able to send, though.
No, I don't think you do, though, because when you send any other ERC20,
but
you don't. Unless
who knows what they've set up?
Hey, hang on.
That's right.
Who's this guy?
Yeah.
Who the hell is this guy?
He looks like he's coming in hot on the mobile.
Who the hell is this guy? Hang on a second.
I don't know.
Unwrecked Pirate. What's going on, buddy? Where have you been?
I can hear you. I don't know if you guys can hear me. How you going?
Not too bad.
We good.
Yeah, Yo, Unwrecked, what's up?
Looking all ninja, bro.
It's yeah, of course. It's I've got an audio issue, so yeah.
No, your audio is good, but that damn light behind you is killing us.
Oops. I thought it looked pretty
so
cool,
long and the short of all of that, if you don't understand what you're doing, just don't even mess with the hex.
I would just say, don't touch it, guys. Just
that's the safest
ignore
thing.
it. Ignore it, hey. If you don't touch it, then I think
you can tell how long you've been in Hex by what sort of scam tokens you've got in your wallet. It's been happening since day one. Since we started, we started getting all this shit.
Yeah. So, guys, what else has been going on? I've been sort of totally out of the loop in the last couple of weeks, and I think I'm going to be out of the loop for a few more weeks. I'm relying on you guys to tell me what's happening in the Hex ecosystem.
Well, actually,
I thought you'd want to have a little bit of a talk.
Yes, give us the alpha.
and hang on, just before we do that, I hope Unwrecked can come back, because it would be nice to have a chat. We haven't seen him in a while. He just popped out. So, hang on, here he is. He's back. Hey, buddy.
Yo.
How's it going out there, YouTube? What's cracking? Hey? I heard you needed some top-level support in here, that you were having trouble with a real technical issue and you needed some smarts on it. Hey?
Yeah, I've just become the whipping boy for the next couple of shows, I reckon.
Hey, I'll just try and get my audios. But I didn't want to barge in on the conversation, but yeah, it's good to see you all, and hope you're all doing wonderful. I'll just go into the background again and try and press some buttons, eh?
You sound fine, man.
Yeah, you sound fine, buddy.
Yeah, you sound fine. No echo.
Okay. Now I can probably hear you better, because I've taken these little earbuds out and they were like blocking me from hearing. I can hear you now on the screen. So that's good. Working.
That LED light you've got behind you, it's a cracking light, but geez, it's bright. No, the one on the other side, mate. No, the one above your head. What's that one?
Oh, that's 1942.
Jesus.
I'm always worried when Unwrecked stands up that he's not wearing pants, man. That one show that we did once, and there was one show he did where he stood up and he was just wearing his jocks.
I want free money.
True story.
Drop some.
I'll tell you what. There's a little. I'll let you in on a little secret. I had a banana. And I was like doing these ones. There you go.
You saw the thumbnail, did you? And wanted to get in on the action.
The day that I showed you the rooster.
Is that a fake banana?
No, it's a real banana, mate. It stretches like.
What does it look like to you, mate? What does that look like, a real banana to you?
It looked real until I saw it like freaking.
Yeah, I leave it in the fruit bowl, and when I have visitors, and they'll say, "What? I feel like a banana." I say, "Oh, I've had that down me pants and moose knuckle."
Moose knuckle.
You just touched it.
Just throw it at them.
Yeah, that's right. It's just a way to win friends and influence people, isn't it?
I'm going to go have to Google moose knuckles. What the fuck are you talking about?
Moose knuckle, like a chuckle, hey? Moose knuckle in a chuckle. Hey, so the ladies love a moose knuckle. Come on, it originates in Canada.
Is anyone going to PulseCon? I know that Sammy was speaking to you, Tangent, asking you if you were going to go. Bluey, you're going?
Yeah, I'm there.
And Bluey and me, we're going to meet up in Europe.
Yeah, we are.
Can't wait, dude. Hey? Can't wait.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are you going 43?
I'm not going to. No, I'm not going to the US. Not going to the US.
So, Bluey, you're staying for PulseCon and then you're shooting over to Europe, are you?
No, I'm going to Europe in a week and a half.
Oh,
and
cool.
Then I'll be there for a month, and then I'm going to head over to the States, and I've got to sort out some stuff in the States, and then I'm probably going to. Oh, I won't tell you. Probably Mexico, I think. Mate.
RG3 in the house. What's up, brother?
Got a few hecklers now, have we? Sorry, a few more, I should say.
Yeah, they're always riding the hecklers' mums. We love riding the hecklers' mums. They're always welcome around at that postcode.
You guys see Richard Hart's tweet about Elon Musk where he's like, when you don't like your search rank, and then it was a link to how Elon slayed Sergey's wife or whatever.
and then Elon released a photo of them partying, like all three of them partying.
Yeah, yo, I believed him right up until he tweeted out that he hasn't had sex for months. I'm like, all right, now that's overdoing it. Like if you're like, this is nonsense, this is BS.
That's a lie.
That never happened. They're making this up. I would be like, yeah, that sounds like he's just dismissing it like it's nonsense. But then when you're actually like adding in extra stuff, you're like, actually, guys, like also as an added piece of evidence, I haven't had sex for months. Like you're like, why are you throwing in this extra information that's like to try and like add weight to your side of the story? You don't need to.
Do you know how many women will now try and fuck him just because he tweeted that?
Oh, there was people in the HEX community. There were girls in the HEX community tweeting at him, being like, there was a tweet.
Let's go. Let's hook up.
She was like, you'll find that within the HEX community there are a lot of good-looking females who are also discreet. With like
yes. Go Hexicans.
I think it was Hex.
Go for the prize.
I think it was Hexlena because it ended with lols. You know how that's her signature sign-off? But don't quote me on that.
Look, no one can confirm or deny if Hexlena is a woman or a man. The avatar's a woman, yeah. Avatar's a woman.
That would be the ultimate troll, wouldn't it? Doing a bit of an Eric Wall over there.
My suspicion is it's an OG dude.
Could be.
Yeah.
Yep, could be.
Everything you hear is an opinion, and everything you see is perception. Isn't that right? So you've got to navigate the treacherous waters of crypto how you see fit. And here we all are. Isn't it great to be alive?
Absolutely.
There you go. So we've just had a confirmation, 100% man.
What's your favorite coin, Unwrecked?
Well, I like the best coin, the only crypto, the HEX crypto, like, you know, number go up and all that. I love all that.
It was a loaded question. It was a loaded question. The answer's HEX.
So just before you came on, Bluey was going to go on a bit of a rant, and I'm interested to hear what he's got to say.
Oh, yeah, I want free alpha. I want the alpha.
Rant.
Where are my free tokens?
He was going to get his little soapbox out. But, Unwrecked, have you been paying attention? I know you've been off in the wilderness a bit. Do you know what's going on with all the Hedron stuff? And you have? Yeah.
I love Hedron. I do love Hedron. I must admit, it saved my ass. I've been like trying to unfuck myself, like, you know, with all the changes in the prices so rapidly downward, like 95%. Yeah, kind of like hurt me a little bit. So, you know, Hedron was like just put an extra bit of wind in the sails for us, and I support Hedron. I think it's a good code, and yeah, look, there's going to be that for quite some time, I would imagine, because like, you know, it's you're being rewarded a value for time served in your XP shares.
Well, you really want to hear what Bluey's got to say then?
Yeah. Have you
Not really. No, I don't really care. But, yeah.
Well, we're going to listen to Bluey.
Well, anyway. Go, Bluey. We'll hear.
Okay, so I mean, have you actually heard that he's making a new contract called Icosa, the guy who made Hedron, Unwrapped?
Vaguely, yeah, I've seen it. I haven't clicked on the link though, but yeah, I've heard about it.
So so it's up on testnet. So the version 2 of the Hedron DApp, which is we call I'm not sure what it'd be called, but it's the Icosa DApp. That's done. You can go find it at maybe I should put the link in. Actually, just go to the go to the Icosa Telegram channel and ask questions there and stuff like that. So it's all up, and so the contracts are working on testnet, and we've been staking Hedron, we've been staking Icosa, we've been selling HSIs to the contract to get Icosa, we've been collecting interest, we've been also swapping for the We Are All the SA NFT pool as well. We just send US dollars to that pool, and so it's like he found one little bug, which was great. Alex has basically said there's no replacing having actual users come in and just try to fuck things up and try to do whatever.
What is the adoption? What is the adoption? Sorry, Bluey. You know, like obviously this is all driving adoption. It's just you know how the tributaries run into the sea, isn't it?
I think there's a number of channels by which this could extend adoption outside of the greater HEX ecosphere. I think that what it'll really come about when there's somebody writing a contract that links an art JPEG NFT to, so you can attach either an HSI or a Watsu NFT to that. So then you have a JPEG NFT, a piece of art, but it has actual financial value attached to it as well. So when that happens, I think that's going to be the big kind of extending out into broader. People are going to be interested by that because that's really completely unique.
He's a brilliant mind. He's a brilliant mind, that Alex, isn't he? The creator of Hedron. He's up there. Like he's Richard Hart in like I guess in you know like that galaxy brain type stuff.
You know the really amazing thing is the really amazing thing as well is he's written the whole thing himself. And he actually said the contracts aren't the hardest thing. The hardest thing is writing the front end, like the DApp. And he's also making a fork of Infura. He's also setting up like a Pulse node. The guy's amazing and incredibly, very, very smart, like super big brain. And and because it's only him, he can just do it. Like it's not a team that needs to kind of like, you know, have meetings and you work on this bit and you work on this bit and blah, blah, blah. He just does it. Like it's, which makes him kind of faster as well in a way than,
If he was able to fix that bug, does that mean there's admin keys? Like, does that mean it's not locked code?
Yeah, it's on testnet. It hasn't been launched onto mainnet yet. So it's only, the purpose was to find the bugs. That's why you have a test net. Yeah. And it was a very small one. It had to do with a decimal point in terms of paying out the interest on the Icosa pool and blah, 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 blah. Ethereum rounds down if it's a fraction. Blah, blah, and so it's a very easy fix is what he said. So it just meant that for that first day, anyone who had, it was Hedron. It was either Hedron or Icosa staking, and we didn't get interest for that first day because everyone was going to get so little or something like that. Yeah.
I'm a hexagon that only cares about free money. Where's the free money at? Like, as in, how do I use?
Well, Hedron is free. Hedron is free.
But what about
it's not.
Icosa?
It's still market. You can still buy it if you don't. It's not free, Bluey. It's not free at all. Where did you get that idea from?
Right. Well, it's free to mint if you have a HEX stake. No, yeah, it's free to mint if you have a HEX stake. Well, it's
I still don't think that's free because, like, you're being rewarded for good behaviours, which means that you have active stakes going that are worth T shares. So that time has been that big thing at the start with the launch of or the 10-week period of Hedron was like, okay, yeah, it was great if you were in at the start of HEX and. It was worth a lot of money. It was worth.
But aside from like the technicalities, I just want the free shit. Like, as in, you Bluey knows what I mean by free. Like, even if it's free.
I'll tell you some free shit. I bought like 4 e-bikes with it using Hedron. Yep.
There you go.
And they're like, about 20 grand's worth. Just because I felt like it, you know.
20 grand on e-bikes.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. In it to win it, eh?
And how many of them were stolen?
Oh yeah, three got nicked, but I got one back. I've recovered one. It was it's all painted black and everything.
Actually,
it's cool.
That's actually I wanted to have a word with Sammy, but she's not here. But she sent out a tweet saying like something about Hedron being a shit show, and I'm just like, what are you talking about?
What,
I just want to say like.
I was having a blonde moment. Who has a few of those every other day, don't you?
I guess the price chart.
Yeah.
The thing is, right, everyone's getting all this Hedron. Well, Hexicans are getting all this Hedron for free just by minting it from the stakes. And so for the people to be complaining about the price of their free stuff, I just find it a bit kind of like, come on, fucking sort yourself out. That's a bit, ridiculous.
So a few people have just put in chat, Hedron has too much sell pressure and too complex for new people. I agree.
That's great. No, I don't agree. And this is an absolute horseshit fucking narrative that seems to be spreading in the Hex community. When you do the actual numbers, let's take a dolphin, right? Who has what is it? How many? 1,000 shares? 1,000 T-shares?
1,000 T-shares. Yeah.
1,000 T-shares. So they, if they have that as one, if they have that as one stake, and so every day they can mint 10,000 Hedron. Yeah. So that's bugger all. That's nothing. And like even if you add it up, when you actually do the sums,
is that how it works?
Like
is
a
that
dolphin,
how it works? You only get one. You get one Hedron per T-share per day. Is
per
that
B
the deal?
share. Per B share. So it's
1,000
1,000.
Per B share. Okay.
Yeah. So sorry. So
Then
it's 1,000 times 1,000.
Hey, this is the Hex Late Show, ladies and gentlemen. Just let the audience be acutely aware that this is about Hex. Right, the 100% uptime.
The point
triple
is,
audited
right,
security.
Yeah. Shut up for a
safe
second.
inside
The point is,
he's right though.
The point is this argument, right? That people have all this fucking Hedron and the whales are just minting so much to dump. First of all, it's not true when you actually do the sums of it. It's not that much, right? And
but hang on, also
they've dumped it.
But also just
hang on. I want to
hang on, but let's do facts though. Let's do facts because there's also a 10 times multiplier on top of that.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. For a lot of them, also for a 10 times multiplier.
Yeah. So,
absolutely.
Yeah. So what?
Okay.
And I know you. I know I've pushed a button here. The comment that was made.
It's a bullshit narrative. It's starting to spread.
No, because that wasn't going to.
But I want to say why. I want to give you my real argument. Okay.
And let's get to that. So the two comments were, there's too much getting printed, and the other comment was it's too complex. And I think at the moment it is complex and it's above most people getting into Hex. That's fine.
Okay, let's deal with the complexity issue and how much that affects whatever is to the side, right? My point is, for all these Hex whales, these sharks and these dolphins who are supposedly like dumping the price of Hedron all the time and going to do that forever, which is a bullshit fucking thing. If you think that's going to happen, they're going to do the same to Hex because Hex inflates exponentially over time and Hedron is disinflationary over time, right? And so all the people that have been that exact argument that saying that they're just dumping the price down and Hedron's shit because everyone's just going to be able to dump the price down, you would have to use the same argument for Hex.
Maybe that same argument is applicable to Hex, though. Like,
I disagree. I think it's a misunderstanding of how it.
Yeah, I think what the difference is it was given for free, so therefore people have no floor price. So
I can play one-handed 1943 behind me back. Look at
that. There's no cost base to what they're being given, so they can sell and be in infinite profit all the way down. So I don't want to go down this too far down this track because we've been down this many times. The whole reason why Icosa and everything has been generated or has been created was to.
Okay, hang on. Let's just hang on before we start. Like
the Hedron price has been pretty stable,
guys.
hasn't it? It's been pretty stable, hasn't it?
And it's been pumping lately as well.
But it's just been like I've just been going sideways.
If Hex goes up, Hedron goes up. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a derivative of a share.
Yeah.
And so it seems to actually track
so
that.
It's going to pump.
Well, and it's going to pump when Hex. It's going to pump more than Hex when Hex pumps, and when Hex dumps, it's going to dump more. That seems to be.
Yeah, that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Hedron is going to pump, and I would be buying it if I was a noob. as a speculative play with only what you can afford to lose.
So let me just come back. Let's come back to a few things. Eh? Now, with all of these new pools, the argument is that it's too complex for people to understand, right? It's not if you take your time to learn it. If you don't take your time to learn it, yes, it does seem complex, and it is what the hell is all this, and it's just too much, right? But for people who take the time to learn it, it's not too complex. It's actually very understandable. And after a while, you can wrap your head around it. And so
I agree.
Like,
with you.
Good work, Bluey, on the due diligence, mate. No, serious. Good work.
It's not a meme coin. It's not a useless meme coin. It's a highly utilitarian, and this whole ecosystem, because once he releases Icosa, which is kind of like, that means that people are going to be able to stake their Hedron to lock that up. People are going to be able to stake their Icosa. They're going to be able to get the Icosa from selling HSIs to the contract, which means in 3 months, a whole big ton of those are going to come up for auction. That's going to
it's a positive feedback loop, same as the HEX.
Feedback. And what I've found out is
that
this is something that Alex had in mind from the start. This isn't something that, oh shit, Hedron's not going well enough, I have to create something else. And that's actually kind of what I initially thought when he first came out with it. But that's not the case. This has been something that he's been thinking about. He didn't want to make any promises when Hedron was released, but he always would add a few hints about how he's got these other plans and stuff like that. And then there was a time in the Telegram chats when people started talking about making a new coin just as a kind of fun thing. And I saw him get actually kind of excited and add suggestions and this and that and da-da-da-da. So this is not something that's just off the top of his head. This is something he's thought deeply about and that he's been developing this whole time. So this is a compliment to Hedron.
Can you give
think about in 50 years' time what this will be? Think about, this is a drop in the ocean where we are. This is like the start line to this great transformation that's going on in the world. Yeah.
Unrec, did you say 53 years?
Well, no, I just said just look, just cast a wild gaze out into the yonder and think, let's confine ourselves to the present and go, okay, what was it like 50 years ago? What was it going to be like in another 50 years? That code will still be running because of the immutability of the HEX contract.
I'll just be on my deathbed with a tablet looking at the Icosa price. We made it, guys. We made it, guys. We finally did the 100x.
50 years ago, we didn't even have computers. We had computers, but people didn't know about them.
Yeah. Not domestic. No, we didn't have domestic personal computers like PC. The idea of a personal computer was non-existent. Yeah.
But those places still exist in the world today. That we've got the how things move at different stages. Though, for example, I can remember getting on a plane and going up from Australia to New Zealand and thinking, oh look, I've just gone back in time 10 years. Things like that.
Yeah. You can.
So
you can still go to rural areas.
Into a niche. You can see where things are emerging from different. Like in crypto, for example, it's there's only going to be the bloody strongest will survive. So it's got to have to be HEX is going to be the number one crypto, and there's going to be a flippening. I think HEX will flip Bitcoin and ETC. There you go.
That's actually a super interesting point that you kind of can time travel in a way by going to areas of the world that are actually either technologically backwards or forwards. You could go to some city like Singapore where it's just high tech, high population density, insane architecture. You know what I mean? You can kind of time travel to a degree and in terms of experience. Obviously you're not actually traveling through time. You know what I mean?
No, I have a time machine. Yes.
Bluey.
No, sorry. That's top level OPSEC. We can't let anyone know about the clones and the clone wars and all that other stuff that's going on. The deep fakes and all that.
Hey guys, can I jump in here? Does someone have a HEX chart? Because I read that I read in the chat that someone was saying that the HEX price has been going up, or other things have been going down. Do we have a HEX chart? Do we have
maybe
something we can bring
Tangent's got one to him. Yeah. So what's
being the HEX late show? I would like to see some candles. I'd like.
We may be slightly decorrelated again. So ETH dropped and Bitcoin dropped, and obviously when those two drop, takes everyone out. But yeah, we seem to buck the trend. And what was interesting is not only just HEX, but everything in the HEX ecosystem. So Hedron, anything that's paired with HEX went up.
Yeah, I did notice that. I did actually notice that I was looking at like a portfolio tracker, and all the HEX related projects were all up, and everything else is smashed. We got the lava tweet out of Richard. We had like crypto bubble tweets that had like HEX in the green and everything else red. It was a good day. So
were you gonna ask me something just before Tangent?
Yeah, I wanted you to give like an executive summary because it's nice to hear about these projects and stuff, but for any viewers and myself who kind of like want to know, like we want the alpha, like, so it's like, can you just do like a quick summary of sort of like, but like super quick, like you can take this, you can stake it here, you get yield. You can buy this token, it's going to go up in price. Like, so no detail, just like if someone just wanted literally like, how do I get rich off this shit? Do you know what I mean? For each of the
come on.
Like, how do I get rich? Like don't tell me what to buy, but tell me what the options are for interacting with Icosa in a way that can actually make money or make tokens, or do you know what I mean?
Yeah, look, I don't see why we need to rush through it. Like, why not just take our time and explain it properly? But I'll try to do it as quickly and as simply as I can, okay?
Just because we want to cover as much stuff as possible and not have the whole stream taken up with just one project, you know?
Yeah, but what else do we have to talk about? The price of HEX, yeah, whatever. Like, okay, so you have HEX stakes.
Bro, the price of HEX is up. It's up.
It's great. It's fantastic. But it's just so boring. That's it. We're done. Done with the conversation. Yeah, HEX has gone up. Okay, great.
The share rate is over. The share rate
nothing more to talk about with that.
No, you're wrong. The share rate is
the share rate's ratcheted up a bit. Okay, great.
It's gone up.
Over
23,000.
We're also about to hit 100,000 stakers
down
as
the
well.
street you go, Bluey. Down there, the water slides are down on the side of the hill over here.
Yeah, we're heading towards 100,000 stakers. The T-share. What is it?
That figure as well, man.
The T-share rate.
Pineapples.
The T-share rate.
Love
the T-share
pineapples.
Rate just went over 20,000.
Juicy and sweet on the inside.
Is that right? Day 43. That we're like, there was some milestone for how much HEX it takes to make a T-share. I think it got to 20,000 or some shit.
23,000.
Right?
It's over 22.
It's 23. It's over 23. Yeah.
Oh, I remember someone tweeting about it when it was.
Yeah, it's going up. It's going up.
It's going up quick.
And
it's going up quicker than I thought it would.
Well, you know what? There was a guy. I watched a stream the other day. I forget. Oh, it was Crispy, and he was like, because he's kind of like projected how it will look, and it looks like it's going to be in stages. So there's going to be a little bigger jump, and then it goes just up very slowly, and then a little bit of a jump, and then it goes up slowly. That's how it looks like it's going to be, rather than any kind of, I don't know, smoothness or massive jumps.
It's because when those zoom out, if you zoom out, it's smooth.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. You go in, if you go in really, really close, you're gonna see those jumps when there are big stakes.
Say that to my face, junkie. You get on, go and create up, make your own stream, mate. I'll have you.
He's a cool guy, Macro Junkie. Okay, so let me try to see if I can summarize it for you, Tangent. Okay, so we have HEX and we have HEX stakes. From those HEX stakes, you can mint Hedron. When this new Icosa comes out, you're going to be able to do, basically, there are 3 pools.
The one-stop shop.
There's Hedron staking, there's Icosa staking,
and
there's the We Are All the SA pool. Okay?
And how do you get paid? Like, what do you get paid in?
For the We Are All the SA pool, you get paid in Icosa. For the Hedron pool, you get paid in Icosa. And for the Icosa pool, you get paid in Hedron and Icosa.
And is it soft lock where you can unlock it at any time?
It's there are minimums, and if you emergency end stake it, there are penalties. The minimum has to do with how much of like whale or dolphin or shark position you have when you enter the pool. So if you're a Hedron dolphin and you enter the pool, you will have to lock it up for, I think, 240 days. You can leave it in there after that time to still collect interest, but there are minimum lockups.
But is the definition of whether you're a dolphin or not the amount you're putting in or the amount that's in your wallet? Because you could just split into multiple wallets.
The definition of whether you're a dolphin or not is how much you're putting, how much you have,
how much you're putting in.
How much you're putting into that pool in relation to the entire.
Okay. Yeah. I see what
there's no free Icosa.
If that wallet is going to become a dolphin, then it.
Remembering, right? Remembering
how do you get that coin?
Okay, well, how do you get Icosa?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you have either Hedron in a pool and you're staking it. If you have Icosa in a pool and you're staking it, or you can
stake Hedron, right? You can stake
Hedron. Where does it come from? Where do you get it?
Yes.
Where does it come from?
It's a contract. It's a contract.
Oh, the contract. So if you've already got Hedron and you've already got HEX, you get Icosa because you're awesome.
No,
is that right?
You have to stake it.
Well, you have to stake it. You have to stake it in order to get it. Or if you want to get more of it, and you want to get more,
you market buy it on Uniswap.
So
you could do that.
So
or
if you,
PulseX.
Or you can sell. You make an HSI and you can sell that to the contract, and you get Icosa for that. So, did you have a question?
Okay. No. That's cool. Because I was going to ask you. I was going to say I heard something that there's one way where you don't get your shit back, and that's the one that you mentioned last, where if you put your HSI stake in,
you get it more quickly. Oh, you don't get your shit back. Yeah.
You don't get your shit like you're
swapping it for Icosa. Yeah.
I actually like that. Like as in, from your explanation, I think I like it.
That's like sacrificing a HEX stake. Basically, you're sacrificing the HEX in that stake, and in exchange, you're going to get Icosa. Correct?
Yeah, but knowing that it's also going to go up for auction, and so you could have you could try to buy it back with Hedron if you wanted to. Could bid for it.
Well, I love the sound of that. That sounds awesome.
So the free money comes from staking in any of those pools. You get
having a HEX stake, and be able to mint Hedron from that HEX stake.
There you go. Stake your HEX, boys and girls. It's the way of the future. Stake your future and chill out.
So let's say,
awesome.
Bluey, you've got 10 T shares in a HEX stake. You send it to the Icosa contract.
Yep.
And effectively locks up, or it takes your HSI stake with 10 T shares in it that's no longer yours, gives you X amount of Icosa based on, I'm assuming, the T shares.
It's on the how much Hedron it mints. So, like with the 10 T share thing,
which is based on B.
How much you can borrow on it? How much you can borrow on it, basically.
Yeah.
So with the 10 T shares.
Yeah. So, but that all derives from how many T shares you've got. Really?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. So, okay. So you send in your stake. You get given some Icosa. Where's the Icosa going to draw value from? Is it because you've transferred the value of that stake into?
Because a lot of it gets locked up. So when you're staking any of these, they like HEX, they're getting burnt, and so they're out of the supply
of Icosa.
And I'm assuming there's going to be liquidity pools, which is going to
with Hedron as well,
between Hedron and Icosa, which will create like a link. They'll be bonded. So I think just like any token, Jexa, like any token can get value if.
But what
you can stake. Okay, so when you stake Icosa, this is the value of it. When you stake Icosa, you get Hedron and Icosa, right?
Yeah. So what you're asking someone to do is take something of value, let's say their HEX, and
not necessarily
give it up.
Not necessarily.
No, you can just
Well, you don't have to.
stake
You can just
Hedron.
take you can
Just
just take
stake
the
Hedron.
free Hedron and stake it.
I don't know. I get all that, but what I'm saying is that
And you get
this
Icosa.
particular feature is taking something of value, your hex.
Yeah, this is
you've got
for
in
people
HSI,
who believe more in the project or the
and,
product,
Icosa,
and want to get more Icosa more quickly.
What was the third pool? It was Hedron, Icosa, and then what was the
most? Okay, it's a really interesting one. It's called "We Are All the SA," WAATSA.
And what do you put into it?
You can put
Illuminati.
at the moment what's going to be accepted is USDC, HEX, or Hedron, or I think that's it. I can't remember exactly, but there's going to be just basically tokens that you can send to that. So what happens with this pool is, let's say you send 100 USDC. That means you'll get a certain amount of points, and then after everybody,
can you get the USDC back out?
No,
like
it's a swap.
so that was the one that I was thinking of. So there's two where you can't get your shit back. There's the one where you put an HSI in and you don't get your shit back, and the SA one also. So there's basically two pools and two staking pools and two burning opportunities or whatever. Like as in
redemption.
Like there's two. There's two where you can get your shit back, and there's two where you can't get your shit back.
You can't get what you give. Okay, so this is how that pool works. The We Are All the SA, right? You send in a certain amount of money. Everybody is going to send in that certain amount of money. So everybody has a certain share of that pool. That pool gets Icosa. It also gets a copy of all of the bonuses from like all of the other pools as well. So it's getting a whole lot of Icosa. So you get to print this NFT when you get that. And that NFT represents a share of the pool.
Opportunities on there.
Now,
isn't it?
You're getting a whole lot of Icosa accrued to that NFT, right? But you're not actually getting it in your possession. It's just accruing to that NFT. At any time,
I like Mudhog's comments.
Can you claim
at any time you can burn that NFT, and that's when you get all of the yield that NFT accumulated. But when you burn it, you're out. You're out.
What the fuck? What?
You're out. So it's kind of, and the other thing you can do is because it's an NFT, you could sell it on a market.
Yeah, that's way too much for the layman, Bluey. But yeah, I think it's good. No, but
that's what the fuck?
Thanks for the $5. Thanks for the $5, JFK 666.
The ultimate goal is
you can mint Jexa tokens, and will be issued with tangent stakes to pay for unwrecked coin and blue coin.
Listen. The ultimate goal is T-shares, ladies and gentlemen. T-shares.
If that NFT basically gets burnt, and you no longer are exposed to the yield of that protocol, then you should get your $100 back. You're telling me you put money in to buy a stake of the pool, but then you don't get ongoing yield. You only get it until you you don't. You only get it until you want to claim some of your yield.
Yes,
and then that's it. It's game over. Man, that's shit.
Well, then don't do it.
It's like Bitcoin in the early days.
Okay, but listen to this. The
original shitcoin.
Right?
Why would anyone do that?
I'll tell you why.
Because to get more Bitcoin, to get more shitcoin.
I'll tell you why, okay? Because as people burn those NFTs to collect all the yield that NFT has been accumulating over time, that means that person is an NFT is out of the pool. And so everybody else in the pool is earning more from that point on. They're earning a greater share from that point on.
Okay, right? So but so
hang on. Let me just finish.
Weekends.
This sounds dumb. This sounds dumb as fuck.
Can we let Blue Bum?
Then don't do it. Okay, fine, don't do it. But if you look into it and take your time with it a bit more, it actually becomes very interesting because you can make multiple NFTs in one wallet as well, right? So let's say you have multiple NFTs, right? And then at some point, if you do want to sell one of them, like the other thing is, remember these are going to be.
Dad, I want to talk about the founder. Come on, let's talk about something more interesting. That's why my eyes are glazing over listening to that. I'm not into that. Let's talk about how much of a nice guy Alex is.
No, I think it's.
Please proceed.
Yeah. So before you go off on another tangent though, where does all the ETH go? I'm serious.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It goes into it. You're swapping it. You're giving that ETH and you're getting something in return.
Who gets it?
Pardon? Who gets it? I mean, it's probably what will probably happen, right? Is that it'll be used for liquidity pools, which I think is what a lot of those SACs for all of those projects are doing with that money.
Yeah.
Like they're going to have to set up liquidity pools. And so my guess, I have no idea. I have no idea what happens to that money. And I have no expectations of it. Like when I go and buy HEX, I don't have expectations of the ETH that I sent in to get the HEX or whatever. Okay.
Yeah. No, it was a legitimate. Exactly. It was a genuine question.
And it's not a sacrifice. Yeah. I just want to point out as well, like all of these other projects, they're saying we're going to make you these promises. That people give them their money and they hope that those people fulfill those promises and they can't have any expectations of those people at the same time. This is you send something in, you get something back. It's just a straight up swap, right? And if you don't see there's any value in those NFTs, I'll just tell you what this tangent though. There's 14 days when those NFTs can be made and that's it. After those 14 days, never again, right? That is, those people are going to be, who have NFTs in those pools are going to be collecting a lot of Icosa, right? Because it's going to be all of the Icosa. It's going to be like every day, it's how much Hedron is burnt divided by the share rate. That's how much Icosa you get. Plus, in the first year, all of this other 2 trillion.
When is the 14 days?
When the launch of Icosa.
Oh, so it hasn't been set yet.
No, it's on testnet. He just put it up on testnet last night.
No. In terms of that window, that 14-day window, we don't know when that is yet. Is that right?
No, that's right. That's correct.
Can I just jump in and say that although while I love Blue Bum's explanations, I look forward to having Alex himself on the show prior to the launch so that he can address every single question that Tangent and Jexa have. Because I mean,
he'll do a better job
this is
than
nothing
me as well.
Obviously, I mean,
help me.
Tell him to come on my channel. Tell him to come on my channel so I can go hard.
Alex is going to be very in demand. I've already given him an open invitation to come on our show, so it's really about. He's just working his tits off, though. To be perfectly honest,
it's going to be when once it's done. Once it's done, I'll extend that invitation to Alex. Obviously, I don't want to take up his time while he's still doing important stuff. But once he's done with the code and done with, all the changes and he feels comfortable, he's about to launch, we'd love to have him on.
Oh, because Richard Hart should come on at the same time, shouldn't he?
That'd be amazing. I would love to see a conversation between those two.
I do not see both of those guys coming on this show at the same time. I don't know.
Well, no. Why not? No, they should. Who do they think they are?
Oh, well, you get Richard unwrecked, and I'll get Alex.
Oh, well, I'll get him in a headlock. Yeah.
Okay.
It does sound to me like it's gamifying. There's a gamified element here. It's like when you decide to pull your shit out to try and optimize like what yield you get and when you've got access to it. And remember Richard shat on like all of those game shit. Like it's. Do you see what I'm saying? Like.
Yeah, I do see what you're saying.
It kind of is because it's like, do I leave it in to try and get more yield, or do I pull it out to actually have access to my yield?
True. But what Richard was
like a game
of
chicken, right?
Yeah, but what Richard was talking about was the click games, the games where there isn't really any strategy, but maybe you want to take this.
No, he also talked about
this dragon baby.
No. He was talking about how
Anyway,
what's the
I
name?
hate this. I hate this reference to. Well, Richard said this once, and so we've got to all fucking believe this. It's just like so fucking dumb, man. Like, yeah, Richard said something. They just say it, and if it has legs, it'll stand on its own without Richard having said it.
Mate, he's Richard's like a saint to a lot of the hexagons, mate. So like, you gotta like tip your hat to it. You can't disrespect him like that.
Okay. Also, I think
you can't just write off Richard Hart commentary because everyone like sucks his dick. Like everyone like hangs off every word.
You can't disrespect factions within that whatever the community.
But you guys remember that game, like that two Kinnear game or whatever it was by Trayvon? That shit was also like a game of chicken where it was like like that shit and Richard shat all over that and was like, that's dumb.
Well,
like,
don't do it. Yeah, I mean, the way all the answer. What's going to be interesting is you're still going to be able to sell that NFT. You're still going to be able to sell that share on a market. So if it has accumulated tons of yield and you don't want to just burn it to get the yield, you want to on-sell it, you're probably going to be able to sell it for probably the amount of...
That's the same result
but
of
you
you
just sell to
no
somebody
longer
else.
having it. No, but but it doesn't... For your financial position, those two things are the same.
The goal is to get filthy rich.
Whether you sell it or you burn it to get the yield, you no longer have it.
Yeah.
You don't have your initial investment, and you also
but you're just
don't
talking
have
about
access.
everything, dude. This is just if I fucking have anything I sell and I don't have it. What are you talking about?
No, that's not true. Like with staking pools, you get your shit back. Like you get the yield, and you also get your initial investment back. This is like
it's a buy and burn feature that I think he's talking about there, Tangy. Buy and burn is a buy and burn.
Tangent, you interact with the contract in the way that you see fit. Okay, if you do not see fit, you don't see it. It's a worthwhile proposition to burn something or buy an NFT or contribute in some way. Don't do it. You just if you want to, you stake what you got for free and get some more free stuff, dude. I don't see the problem personally. I don't see the problem.
Yeah, I don't see a problem with the staking pools because I
don't see a problem with any of it,
because you can get your shit back.
Because it all depends on whether someone sees value in doing that, right? So if you do not see value in doing what, like you do not see value, for example, Tangent, in staking all of your HEX for 15 years. You don't see value in doing that. You choose. I mean, that's what crypto is about. You interact with what you want. You interact with what you want, how you want.
That's a fair call. It's only a problem if
I'll just tell you, Tangent.
If the pitch is deceptive, then it's a problem. If people say this is what the contract does and it's honestly disclosed as to how it works, and people can choose whether or not they interact with it, I don't see a problem with that ethically. But I want to be convinced that there's a point to this, like that it's.
And you're also playing devil's advocate, which is a good thing to be doing in any crypto.
Look, I have to
project.
admit, Tangent. When I first heard about all these three pools, I thought that pool was one that I wouldn't bother with. The Wheel or the SA. I thought, oh, that's a dumb pool.
And it's grown on you.
But at the time as well, it's grown on me. Yeah, as I've thought about it more, and I've thought about the options and possibilities down the road, I think it's going to be something that's. Particularly because in the future, we're going to be able to link the JPEG art NFT to the financial product. So you're going to be able to sell HSIs with art, but you're going to also be able to sell this NFT with art. And so
to me, that's not a big
selling
point.
Yeah.
Really? To me, that's massive.
Yeah, dude, that's
I think once you start conflating the value and the subjectivity of art, then it gets a bit
No, but it's just like jewelry.
I like the financial NFT.
It's like jewelry.
Angle.
It's like jewelry. A jewelry has an aesthetic design and an aesthetic appeal, but it also has the material that it's made of.
I really like the financial NFT like angle. I love that. I think that makes it unique, and you don't need to. Yeah. I mean, if you want to just put a picture there to make it look unique. But I don't think that is.
Yeah. Well, there's going to be that whole continuum. There's going to be someone who's a famous artist who makes something and then can attach a not very valuable NFT to it. there's going to be people who have valuable NFTs.
Well,
that
I'm
just put
busy
any-
pirating all something for
You're gonna have,
Kate
like,
stuff, so I have lots of
market
riffs.
variety. Say that again, Unripped?
That's art. I said, well, I've been listening to a lot of like something for Kate, and I've been like listening on Spotify and then looking at all these party mixes and things like that. Some great Australian artists, and I've been pirating all their stuff, listening to it, and so why not? You know,
Because the artists don't get any money.
you know what I mean? Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's just like from a song, it drops 10 more songs. That's art, isn't it? Is a song an art piece, or like is it what you know, like all the copyrights and things like that? You can't, you know, you can't breach the intellectual property rights of other entities.
Well,
Isn't that right? But now the individual can be the entity, can't he?
You know,
Depends.
our intro at the end of it had like a clip of "Here Comes the Hot Stepper," and we were getting flagged for that like 5-second clip.
Yeah, they're brutal. They're brutal. You can't virtually put anything that's got any sort of like set what do you call it, like a sample or a dub or
You can have
something.
Yeah, you can have fair use. Like there is fair use.
Fair use, yeah, fair use under what, education and tuition or something like, you know.
There's lots of.
I don't know.
There's lots of.
Yeah,
there's
well,
lots
it's
of,
it's probably
fair use.
retarded for someone who like me who likes to play guitar and likes to steal the riffs from other players.
Yeah, I think you'd be
But that's
right.
how you learn. That's how you get better.
Sued by anyone. Yeah, it's true.
Does anyone else have free money alpha for me? Is there any other coins that I can claim for free? Not just I'm asking on behalf of the audience, but I also want free alpha.
There's apparently there's weight token. I don't know what it's worth. I don't know, but apparently that's supposed to be okay. I don't like do your own research, but I heard that
There's all sorts of shit coming out. There's all sorts of fucking stuff.
But that's a free airdrop based on. Let me just explain what that is. That's a free airdrop based on what you sacrificed for either. I think there's about six or eight projects that have had sacrifices. If you sacrifice for any of them, you may be entitled to some free weight tokens.
Yeah. While we're talking about this, we might as well do a shout out to a site that collates all of that information. So Pulse.
Wait, airdrops? Oh,
yeah.
Is there a site is there a site that tells you about all the airdrops?
Airdrops.io.
Are they on there?
Yeah.
There was another one. Yeah, what was it?
And I think you can you filter on it? I'm not sure if you can filter. Don't know if you can filter on that.
Yeah. It has ones that are airdropped.
Yeah.
Huh. Do you know what? I was aware of this site, but I didn't think to use it for this purpose. Thanks, Jexa.
So, but in saying that, everything on there,
be careful.
There is an absolute ton of things on there. None of it's been vetted, or that I know of. It's listed up there. Maybe they've vetted it. I don't know, but don't trust what's on that site.
There's one for the Toucaneers players as well, but that has to wait until after Pulse. So there'll be some of the players from the Toucaneers will be able to claim another coin over there. And there's a couple of new dApps. There's dApps going on over in the Trevon James world. But anyway, I wouldn't know the first thing about it other than I like it. It's been going the same as it's built on HEX, and everything that's built on HEX is a winner. Some are, some aren't. Oh, sorry, no, they're not. There's some garbage, and there's rugs, and there's all sorts of nasties out there, and you've got to be very, very cautious and do your own research and learn as much as you can as you're working through it. And that's why we have such a great level of expertise on this show.
Toucaneers is a hourglass game, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just a proof of weak hands. It's been. I mean, you could say it's like gambling. It's like going to the casino and betting it all on black if you're that way inclined. But if you're a smart investor, then it was just like, okay, this is as they pop up from HEX. You decide whether you've got any sort of like dry powder or whatever your dollar cost average strategy is.
If you had it in Toucaneers, you missed out on a lot of airdrops and stuff, didn't you? Though.
Well, yeah, well, that's what it does. It's all under the that stuff. There it doesn't get set. Well, it's under a separate contract. So they're like 3 of those contracts that I know of that I've done the chain analysis on are like shark accounts, which is basically made up of a lot of smaller wallets and things like that are betting in. It's basically you pay to play and then you pay to leave, and then the 10% gets divided amongst the pool, and that's fair. Yeah. It's just a copy paste of an old proof of weak hands from the Tron days in crypto going back.
I like this comment from Mudhog. Try and educate your onboards to not get scammed. And while we're on this stream, look, I understand what you're saying, Tangent, like what airdrops are there, but there is an inherent risk in putting out that call in an open forum like this, where people are going to write tokens in the chat, that you'll get some bad actors putting some dodgy airdrops in that chat, and people going there and getting scammed. So I prefer
don't get scammed.
I prefer that if we're going to
chat,
and don't trust us, and don't trust us, because we I've demonstrated on multiple occasions that I don't know that much about anything. So
and I'm carrying personal ladies' vibrator behind my ear like a pen. So you don't trust people like me.
Do you guys know?
Go on.
Well, I'm a predator.
I just noticed on this list, this Pulse Hot list, that Hexy Bastards meme coin, the PP coin, Richard's dick size, is not listed. Mm-hmm. Which is meant to get airdropped.
I love their artwork, by the way.
I guess basically, you guys have brought to my attention various things in the past that I would have completely not been aware of because I was just purely focused on Hex. I wasn't keeping an eye or ear out. I wasn't really on Telegram. I would have missed a bunch of different things. Like probably Hedron's probably one of them. I would have never known about it if we hadn't talked about it on the channel. So I wasn't asking for guarantees of safety. I just wanted things to be brought to my attention that I could look into more. And I thought the audience would be maybe also interested to hear that sort of shit. With all the standard caveats of like, you're responsible to not get scammed and make sure it's, make sure it's legit by your own
I'll
research,
give you a bit of alpha. I'll give you in the audience a bit of alpha.
Please.
So far in Hedron, over 2 trillion Hedron have been burnt by what's known as the proof of benevolence by the source address. So the source address has burnt 2 trillion. The way each of these pools calculates how much Icosa to pay out to those pools is by taking how much Hedron was burnt that day and dividing it by the HEX share rate of that day. Now, because already over 2 trillion have been burnt, that's not going to just happen on day one, because that'd just be an absolute massive payout on day one of Icosa. So what he's going to do is he's spreading that over the first 360 days. So for the first year of Icosa staking, all of them actually, you're going to be getting a lot of Icosa, whether it's Hedron staking, Icosa staking, or the We Are All the SA pool.
Okay.
It's going to be collecting a lot. And so the APY is going to be huge, especially at the start, because not many people can get Icosa unless they sacrifice these HSIs. And so not sacrifice, unless you swap those HSIs for Icosa. And so those people who do that early, there's a big incentive to do it, because for the first, I think, 30 days, you're going to be able to earn a lot of Icosa, and for the first year you're going to be able to earn a lot. After that, it drops down how much each pool gets, is my guess, unless the SA does another.
That'll help a little bit, like how some protocols, when they're new, have incentive tokens that eventually. This is similar. I think that's fine. That there's sort of like an increased incentive at the start to try and bootstrap user acquisition sort of thing and people's excitement. And then that drops off over time or whatever once the shit is like more established.
Well, that's what Big Payday was. Same thing.
And it's interesting
There's
because
a good one. There's a good one in the
incentive.
comments there from Abracadabra. Abracadabra. What's the magic trick? It says that, mark my words, the best protocol built on top of HEX has not been released or formally announced. Well, hey, look at that. That's a dark horse there. That's a beauty.
For this reason, I don't think we're seeing a Cambridge explosion in tokens. I don't see the future of us just it all coming down to 1 or 2 tokens. I think there's going to be tons of them.
Yeah,
and especially with these things like Maxi and Hedron and all of the stuff from their ecosystem, they don't have their oracle that they use is the HEX share rate or the number of days or whatever. Like they don't need to go to the outside world.
Well, that's the innovation. That is the true innovation. That is the technological breakthrough.
Yeah, so it's all within the blockchain and the data of that blockchain. So I think people are going to come up with all sorts of ideas for ways to use those things, and that's what we're seeing. Yeah.
So I don't know how much you play with the DeFi Lego on ETH, and I've got to admit I don't tinker with it too much, but I've been just messing around with a few things recently. I was playing with Gnosis Safe and looking at all the integrations they've got with the DeFi world, and it's pretty cool what you can do with a lot of that stuff. So you can existing protocols, you can automate steps. So you might have Hedron, HEX, and bloody Maxi or something like that, and you can basically create scripts just by dragging and dropping. Like you click on the Hedron and it'll say, okay, you can mint a HSI, borrow your Hedron, and you can pull that up into step 1. And once you do that, you can take a flash loan to pay back the Hedron, and like there's all these steps that you can craft and automate, so you can automate it all. And HEX hasn't been really included in any of those, so we haven't been exposed to it. But I think that's a clear path where we could see a lot of this head. So once we have all these different things built around HEX and all the other parts of PulseChain as well, hooking them all together and doing things like that, you don't need to have a one coin wins them all. Like you can have an ecosystem.
How exciting to be in. How exciting to be part of it. And like you are the network.
Yeah. Are you saying that's going to be over on Pulse, or is that
no? What I'm saying that is that's what happens on ETH, and it's so the third parties come along. So they haven't launched a particular coin or a particular protocol, but third parties come along and build an interface that allows you to bolt all these things together and use it in unique ways. So one I've seen was with the Liquidity protocol, where so you might you've taken a loan out and you've used those funds somewhere else, but you want to be able to pay back that loan without sort of taking the funds you've borrowed and relieving your collateral. But you don't want your collateral anymore. You just want to extract the value out of it. And there's a way you could take a flash loan from a different protocol to go and pay back your vault. Then it releases all the USDL that you've minted, and then closes the vault, returns the money back to Maker or something like that. So there's all these cool ways you can snap it all together, and that'll be the next evolution of PulseChain. So at the moment, we're just
is that just a bit of a shell? Is that just a bit of a shell game though? It's like I've got money over here and I'm going to put it over here.
No. It is using. It's like it's just automating steps that you would want to take. So for me to go and manually do that, I couldn't do it in a single transaction. Where this does it all in one transaction. So you're borrowing, you're doing a flash loan to use funds that you wouldn't have normally had access to be able to complete steps that just makes your life easier. And it's all literally drag and drop sort of instructions. So what we're seeing at the moment is all the raw protocols being released on Pulse, on ETH and Pulse. But once they're up and running, and hopefully get some really smart devs that then start bolting all these together and giving us the tools to run these sorts of things. I'll dig up I'll dig up the tool, what it actually was, because it was an absolute cracker. Like some of the things it lets you do is pretty
Well, I've
amazing.
got a product I'd like to recommend to our viewers as well. Can I recommend a product? I'd like to recommend this. It's called Raging Bull. You can buy it from your local chemist. You rub that on your nuts.
You can plug that into a few places.
That's right. Exactly right.
Gives you a raging bull, does it?
Well, we're waiting for the bull market. So you see the
your bull market's a bit different from everyone else's.
Hey guys, I'm being told we have to wind up the show soon. Is there anyone from Good Morning Hex in the chat at all? Kinetics or any of the other guys, just to confirm that's you guys start.
They're probably scared that their channel will get taken down since Tangent's been banned. Be like, have you watched this? You got banned on YouTube, Tangent. You've been like speaking truth, power, or you've been saying it like it is, or something.
My channel's gone.
If you tell the truth, it's dangerous. You got to be careful telling the truth sometimes. Don't you?
Yeah, I didn't really do anything that extreme. My channel just got banned, and it doesn't look good for getting it back.
Did you actually appeal it or anything like that?
Yeah, I did. I tried to.
And they haven't. There's this.
I don't know if I've heard.
Well, they got to give you a reason, don't they? To like completely ban your channel. That's crazy.
I don't know if they have to. I don't think they do.
Really?
I think is that inside guy, my friend that works. At
Thanks,
Google,
Kinetics. I appreciate that. We have half an hour.
Buy that dude some handcuffs and let him go.
Yeah, 43. I was pretty sure.
I've got glow in the dark ones.
43. I was pretty sure that last week we caught it in time. Like didn't we realize it was before it got to it was before we got to 2.5 hours.
Yeah, but we started late, so you have to take that into account. They start at midnight Melbourne time.
So it's a half an hour. You got half.
So it's an extra half an hour. So we can wind up now, or we can keep going. Let's throw it to the chat. What do you guys reckon? Would you like to keep...
Where's the titties? Where's the titties?
Yeah, we haven't done bitch tits. We haven't done some of the other stuff. So
go and play with Icosa on testnet, guys. It's awesome.
Oh, we'll have a look at it.
We'll have a look at it.
I'm always on PulseChain. I can't wait for PulseChain.
It's also shown me a few of the updates that they've made on PulseX, which is awesome.
The back end of PulseX is wonderful. It's the best.
Fantastic.
It's the best I've seen. There's nothing like it. It's going to just blow. It's going to blow minds.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it's not blow minds, but it's going to be better than.
Well,
it's going to be better than
if you're into that type of thing, it's better than looking at bloody Pornhub.
It's better than looking at Pornhub. So it depends on you.
Well, yeah. Look at the on testnet. I'm like a gazillionaire, mate. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't even count that high.
Yeah. Yeah, Hedron fully pumped after Icosa was launched on testnet. But it's actually doing well everywhere.
Just want to quickly throw up that screen share. Hang on, I'll just quickly throw up that screen share. I'll just show everyone what I was talking about. So this is within Gnosis Safe, and these are what they call apps that are built in or integrated with Gnosis Safe.
Oh, yeah.
And this one's DeFi Saver. So basically, you've got all these different recipes here that you can take advantage of, and you can actually create your own. But where was the one I seen about the Liquidity? Where are we? Pre-made recipes. There was one about Liquidity, I thought. Liquidity close a trove. So this one, in this instance, goes and does a flash loan from Balancer. Uses that flash loan to close out a trove, and then converts any excess collateral gets sent back to your wallet, but also allows you to keep all the stable coin that you've minted, whereas normally you'd have to pay that back. But because you've been able to intertwine these, it's allowed you to do an action that you wouldn't normally be able to do in a single transaction. So that is literally one transaction that happens. So it's not multiple steps you've got to do things. So yeah, so hopefully this is
there are tons of apps. There are tons of apps on Gnosis Safe, hey?
Oh yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, I've been having a really good play with it
So
recently.
are you
So-
saying you can just
Yeah.
it's like a graphical interface for coding exploits? You could use it for that purpose.
Oh, I wouldn't say exploits, but it's just so you basically got all your protocols down along here. So you might click on Uniswap and you want to add an LP position to it or something. Hang on, where's one that works? A second, let me do that. Oh, here we go. So you just drag and drop what you want it to do. And then you might go to the next protocol and get a flash loan. So you can basically craft a whole series of things you want to happen in a transaction.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yep.
That's very
pretty
cool.
clever stuff. Yeah. So,
Is that your account? Is that your account, buddy?
Yeah. This is one of my test ones.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Is
that what you're calling it? Nice, buddy. Nice.
Just a little test one.
I know who I can ask for a flash loan.
Flash loans are technically trustless, so you can ask anyone for one.
Hey, how do you guys? Where do you stand on? Actually, I'm not going to ask that question. That doxes too much shit. We'll save that for later. I'm sorry, guys watching. I can't. I should have thought before I spoke. Let's do bitch tits.
Yes, $1 billion is.
Well, the problem with bitch tits is I haven't been here for 2 weeks, and no one's voted.
Haven't they?
Well, actually, hang on. One person has voted.
Well, we're going to give it to them.
Oh, that person won, yeah.
Hang on. Put me on the hop now. Where are we? So, by default, this person has won the last 2 weeks because he's the only person that voted. And I reckon you can guess who it's going to be.
Par excellence. Is it par excellence?
They put it up. So for the last 2 weeks, he's the only person that's consistently voted. So he gets to take the win again twice in a row.
Respect.
He won first and second place.
But how's this?
Whoa.
But how's this? Look at the. Oh, sorry, that's not what I wanted to do. Look at the price. Get off of there. He put
low.
0.038, bang on, pretty much. 0.037 is. Oh, hang on.
Now, are we? No, we're like over.
No, we are. Sorry, that was a different line. Sorry. Yeah, no, he was way off. Shit guess. But he takes the cake anyway. So well done, mate. This time, get your votes in for next week, peeps.
Yes, guys. No, seriously, go and vote. It's www.titbit.ch.
I don't think that helps, man. Honestly, don't think that URL helps.
You don't? Why not?
Because no one can remember it, man. And you have to put the www or it sends you somewhere else.
Yeah. That's because I'm a cheap bastard. That's because I'm cheap and I don't want to pay for a website. So simple as that. You put the www in .titbit.
I thought www was auto. I thought the web browser basically automatically adds.
You have to do it or it doesn't take you there for this one.
Yeah, I don't know why, dude. I don't have the space in my life to try and work out why that shit doesn't work. I do not care enough. It's enough that I've got that fucking domain. So it's there.
You did well, man. You've done very well. I wouldn't sweat it.
And you can see my amazing coding ability on that website. Amazing.
Bit of HTML
copy paste.
Go on.
We should start a few HEX tutorials.
What do you think next week? What do you think the HEX price is going to be at this time in the show next week? That's what Bitch Tits is about. Par Excellence is the reigning champion. He's the Bitch Tits of the week. If you want to be Bitch Tits of the week, you got to vote. So go there and vote. And that includes everyone on stream right now.
I've got mine in.
I'm doing it now.
I'm also doing it now.
What on earth is it going to be next week? What are we now? 4.5 cents.
Are you asking? Are you asking us? Are you asking us for a price prediction?
Yeah, go and vote.
Well,
go and vote.
Oh yes. Well, of course. I better get my vote in for next week. I have been absent. I'm sorry. I've been doing other things. Like it's a good thing that they're still making jobs, isn't it, in Australia?
So, Tangent, I'm counting on you to be the canary in the coal mine for us with regards to when Mt. Gox releases some coins. Is that?
Oh yeah, I still haven't checked my email. I'll do it right now.
So lots of rumors about that stuff coming out, but we've heard that so many times before. Hey, yeah, they're going to release the
Tangent's on the coal face of it though, so he'll.
Yeah, you'd think he'd have an official letter if that was going to actually happen. Hey?
Yeah. So, has it been communicated with you guys that it will happen in August, or it will happen this year, or it's still all just
from everything I've seen, but I haven't checked my email for like I haven't checked any of my emails for like about a month. I know that's ridiculous, but I just haven't been fucked to do it. So there might be something in here that I'm not aware of. But last I checked, they had not committed to any specific time frame for giving us back the coins.
Okay, so everyone's
as of a month ago. But let me just check.
Right, so everyone's pulling this August thing out of their ass then.
It sounds like it. Maybe a news article here or there or something like that.
There is an email here that I haven't read.
Ooh.
You've got 20,000 Bitcoin sitting in.
Just blowing up a few balloons over here.
This is just the same shit they always send, reminding everyone that they have to, like, upload of documents regarding repayments.
More documents, though.
So I think you'd be doing us all a solid if you could just keep an eye on that.
All right. I'll keep an eye on it. There is an announcement. So with a lot of this stuff, I'm actually they actually tell us we're not allowed to release shit that we get told. Like it's
how does that work out for them?
I mean, I'm sure it would leak like a sieve. Like. Yeah. It's really annoying because it's like we've done this shit 100 times. They're just always asking for us to it's like through periods of it, we were just like logging in to have to like do repetitive shit and like it's all it seriously feels like I've gone through this fucking process of like telling them what they owe me like at least 20 times through the period. And like through those years, and it's just fucking annoying. It's like,
what's your plan, Tangent? Are you gonna just fully go on Odyssey now and stream from there?
Yeah.
And see if you can get that happening. And they have live streaming as well, Odyssey now.
Yes. Yep, they've got both. You can upload videos and you can.
I'm really liking Odyssey. I've been using it a lot more. It's good. Heaps faster now. Super fast to load stuff up, and it's a much better interface than YouTube. And you can do things like search, have more interesting searches and stuff like that. I really hope that one of these kind of like smaller companies just completely shits all over YouTube. That just creates a really good product that we can use, and
but they run into the same. They all run into the same shit, though, mate, because they get scaling, and then they've got to. Well, it's not so much they get to a certain point, and then all the Karens come in, and then they've got to start policing.
Yeah, but because Odyssey is it will be censorship resistant, won't it?
But
they won't be able to.
I don't know. I don't know whether it's truly decentralized, but if it is, good on them.
So like apparently Library, the platform, is like censorship resistant or whatever, but Odyssey is a front end that allows you to access the videos. So I think they are like more able to be coerced by governments. So so fundamentally the videos that you upload are like on the Library blockchain or whatever, but is because I was just going to share this letter just to show how annoying this is, but day 43 is the one with the controls. Hey, Unrect, are you logged into the actual? So this is the type of annoying shit that I'm talking about, right? So see how it says register, re-register for online system. So from looking through this, it looks like I have to go and once again go through this fucking annoying shit of basically having to restate my fucking claim, and then see how down the bottom here it says, and then you have to like download an authenticator app and set up multi. It's like, just give me my fucking Bitcoins back, you dumb fucks. Like, I don't want to have to like apply for this shit like for the 100th fucking time. Like, it's so annoying. Like it gets to the point where, because I had two claims. So I had two like
accounts,
like creditor accounts or whatever, and it got to the point on one of them where I was like, I don't know if I can be fucked with this. Like, I might just continue doing it with just my bigger, like just the bigger one, because it's just getting so fucking annoying. Like, I really think that, how many years has it been? Like 8 years or 9 years or something. I really think that's ridiculous to sort out giving people their shit back. That's fucked. Like that's just ridiculous.
So this ties
well,
back.
What about if your company went broke and you didn't get anything?
So
that would be fucked too.
This email came in on July 7. So yeah, I wasn't fucking around when I said I haven't checked my email for like a month. Like that was a week into this month. So I guess I better go and do this shit, and
Yeah, you don't want to like wait 8 years and then just not fill out the last little bit. And
yeah. So how much? What was the price? It does not say anywhere in this email or its attachments. I looked through all of it. Nowhere in there did it say anything about us getting our shit back on a specific date or window. So, and they would say it. Yeah. They would say it. So the release of those coins is not like, it's not going to be.
I think half the market's sitting there going, "Oh, we've got to wait for that to happen before we can go up again," and everyone's sort of hedging on that happening. So it could be one of those things that once again doesn't bloody happen. Yeah. And absolutely. So there's two things come out of this. So this also flows into the Celsius thing, where I think people are thinking they're going to get their money pretty quick out of that. Maybe it's they got a lot of that one, So you're going to be way down on the list of everyone.
They lost a lot of money. It's pretty astounding how much money they lost.
Yeah. So
like,
if you're the average punter, you are way down on the list of predators.
You're the last. You're officially the last.
Did you guys hear about this clawback thing they're talking about?
Done that.
Clawback for what?
Did you guys hear about this clawback thing for the Celsius thing?
No.
Where anyone who withdrew, they're saying, depending on what the judge decides, anyone who withdrew from the platform in the 90 days prior to it going bankrupt might have to send their shit back in.
Oh, good luck with that.
Not your keys, not your crypto creditors.
Yeah, I would be like, fuck you. I would be like, fuck you, suck my dick.
Yeah, you'd be like, come get it. Come and get it.
Come and get it. Fucking
so that leads me on to something else, actually. So Roger Ver and who was it that he was having a bit of a tussle with? Was it?
Oh, yeah. The Voyager.
Was it BlockFi or something else? Or
it was one of the exchanges. Was it CoinFlex?
CoinFlex might have been, yeah.
I think it might have been CoinFlex.
Yeah.
So let's just say if you've got a company that's just gone insolvent and you had borrowed a heap of money off them and you haven't lost it, you've just got it sitting there. What's your incentive to send it back? Like if that company's going to fold up,
and there's a lot of shell companies like that you could then bundle into some sort of package to sell to the banks for $1 billion and say thanks for coming.
So,
wouldn't you?
So I don't know the details of that, of whether he.
No, you just tell them, just send me a
be
letter.
name
Talk to
bank,
my lawyer.
Yeah. You just keep dragging that sucker out, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I just checked. It was CoinFlex.
Bro, you need to send them a copy of that letter that Tangent has from Mount Gox. Just keep sending it back. No, you guys have to download the Authenticator app.
Yes.
You do that. Once you do that shit, then we'll work it out. We'll work it out. Don't worry.
Yeah. Don't worry. We're gonna sort this all out. You just got to fill out this form. That is so true.
So was that the position that Roger was in? He borrowed a whole lot of money and then they went broke.
So they're saying he borrowed a lot of money. He's saying it wasn't him. Now it could have been an entity or something. I don't know. They
were throwing the same accusation at each other. He was like, "You owe me 40 mil," and they're like, "You owe us 40 mil." Like, you're a towel. No, you're a towel. That was.
Yeah, so I think it might be that bit of a Mexican standoff, and let's face it, if that company goes tits up and they can't afford to pay the legal bills to fight it or whatever, I'm sure there'll be lawyers out there that would gladly take it on. But so I don't think he'd be in any hurry to send it back in. With the Mt. Gox thing, Tangent, what was the price of Bitcoin roughly when that hack happened?
So that was the crash where it went from like $1,300 down to $200 from the exchange. In terms of that was in the loss of confidence from the exchange getting screwed. So basically, the run up to the collapse was through like hundreds of dollars to just over $1,000.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, just trying to get a gauge of like how the average person, how much they're going to be in profit. So would they just be?
There was a period where they were trying to say, like, this is very early, where they said, "Yo, we're just going to give you back like the amount of money that that your Bitcoin would have been worth at the time in yen," and everyone was like, "Fuck you!" Like, absolutely not. And fortunately, Carpellis actually got on the side of the users, even though he stood to gain financially from them doing that way, because the excess would go back to him. Part of the excess would go back to him. But he got all on Reddit and social and was like, hell no, like, you need to give people back their fucking coins. Like, they're worth a lot more now. And so he fought for the individual users, because I think he just didn't want to get capped, right? Like, because there are a lot of people that are very upset. And if he ended up profiting from this, you would be like basically signing your own death warrant.
Yeah. Nasty business.
Yep.
So, guys, we've been going for about 2 hours and 15 minutes. Why don't we start? Our wind-ups take minimum 10 to 15 minutes. Minimum. So let's start winding up. Like, Bluey, any final words, mate?
Go and play with the testnet. Like, it's awesome. Go and check out the new DApp.
Is it just Hedron.pro? Hedron.pro?
Hang on.
Icosa.pro.
It's app.icosa.pro. app.icosa.pro.
Icosa.pro. So that's the Icosa testnet, right?
That's the DApp. That's the DApp, and everything is connected there. If you want to do things to Hedron, like you want to tokenize, you have to go to the Hedron DApp. But soon everything will be integrated all into one DApp. But so he just got it out really quickly. It's all it's pretty much functional. You can't do there's some things you can't do on the DApp yet, but that's all coming, obviously. I'm super excited about it. I think it looks fantastic. There's also things in the work which I'm not going to talk about right now, which are very exciting for in terms of information that will be available to us as Hexicans in that DApp. And go and learn it. Go to the Telegram chat, like, because if you want to get If you have been on testnet, then just go and jump on, and you can do everything. If you haven't been on testnet, you want to get a bit of a faucet. You want to go swap some stuff. You want to go do some, play with it, and in order to play with it, if that makes sense.
Just to George Chops, sorry. Yes, that is. It's not exactly a ponytail, but it's a bundle of hair.
Well, geez, you must be taking it more seriously these days. Day 43 with look, that was part of the allure, the cat backwards, like, come on,
Well, look, honestly, the only reason I wore the cap backwards was because I couldn't tie my hair up, and my hair tends to go like that, like afro-like, if I don't tie it up.
One other thing I want to mention actually is if you are going to go on the DApp, remember don't use any of this stuff on the Ethereum network. This is for the Pulse testnet V2B or whatever it's called. You can do things like make hex stakes, native hex stakes, and you can end native hex stakes on that. But I wouldn't use it because it's still potentially buggy.
So he's actually made that available now. So cool, that's good. Yeah. One other thing while you're talking on that, can you do Wallet Connect on it?
I know you can on the Hedron DApp. So I don't know what he's got planned.
Okay. If he's still got it on the Hedron DApp, then
he'll probably be able to do it. Yeah.
I think that would be high on his list of priorities, just because of all of the staker wallets that will want to.
Yeah. So the reason why I say that is that's the Gnosis safe stuff. Yeah. So really,
Unwrecked. Final words.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm sorry I've been absent, and it was great to see you all out there, and hope you're all doing wonderful wherever you are. I'll just quickly share my latest venture, and that is I'm starting an academy. It's the HEX Academy, and if you can like fit into one of these like schoolgirl outfits, and you're like maybe size 8 or 10, that you'll be part of the first intake. That's the uniform. And daily lessons, and all the details are on my website, on Twitter, Unwrecked Pirate. Send us a note, and we'll assess the candidates, and because that's it. Thanks for having me. Good to see you.
Let me just be clear. The only stipulation is you've got to be able to fit into the skirt.
Well, it's the same as my eco-tourism business. So I have my order book's closed except for like if you're like from I've just booked out full stop, and I have to be selective about the clients that come onto our bike rides, and usually they are like sort of mid-30s and female variety from Europe. Europe, how you going over there? How's Europe? Europe's a beautiful place. The women are wonderful, and that's all. I'm just choosing happiness. Like, why not? The world. Otherwise, if you go into all that the other shit show, it's boring.
I agree. Choose happiness. I agree. Make yourself happy. You're the only one who can. Hex Tangent.
I did actually just log into my Mt. Gox thing, and it does look like there's like a stack of documents here that I need to read through. I think if there was anything critical, they would have included it on that email, but just in case, I'm going to read through all this shit. And if there's anything in there, I'll update everyone on Twitter. So follow my Twitter. It's the same as this right here. And my new channel, if you guys care to see my equivalent of my YouTube channel on Odyssey, Day 43 was kind enough to post the link in chat earlier in the stream. It's odyssey.com/@tangent:9. Thank you very much for watching. Sorry to anyone in the chat who thought I was interrupting Bluey too much, and fuck y'all.
Jexer.
I'll go back to where I started. Look after your shit. There's no time like now to do the things that you've been putting off, where you've said, I'm going to get around to doing this, or you've half done things and you've half-assed it. take the time, sort out your shit. You never know what's going to happen in life. It's a bit grim, but you've got to do it sometime, and you'll sleep a hell of a lot better knowing that you've set things in place so that your loved ones, your family are all looked after should something happen.
Okay, also, Murphy's Law would state that you're less likely to die if you're prepared for death. So you're actually improving your statistical chance of staying alive by having an inheritance plan sorted out.
That's right.
That math.
Planning.
The secret to longevity is inheritance planning.
So that's the math. So I just want to give a little shout out to Jexa and Tangent, who we've been discussing all those private key probabilities and things. And yeah, look, it's nice to have a robust discussion with people who then don't want to rub your face like in the dirt afterwards. That's a nice thing, and much respect to you guys for being able to have that discussion and then not sit there and gloat about being right or whatever. So good stuff, guys.
Hey,
good stuff.
Appreciate that.
And
luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Preparation meets opportunity. That's where luck happens. And guess what? That's as you say, we've got to be mature about it. And we don't see eye to eye on some things, but at least we get it done, don't we?
That's right. And
giving other people the knowledge or the tools to decide for themselves.
And Unwrecked, you're in fine non sequitur form as per usual. Blue Bum.
Oh, it's good to be back.
Blue Bum. We're gonna have a chat. Oh, actually, all of you stick around. We'll have a chat after if you can. So big shout out to the chat.
I've got to get on to some more pirating because I'm loving that something for Kate. I'll tell you what. It's awesome. So get on to it. Something
big
for
shout
Kate.
out to the guys in the chat. And guys, stick around because Wake Up HEX is starting in 5 minutes. So you've got enough time to go. I'm in Sicily, so people would go out and smoke a cigarette, go to the loo, come back, and be ready for the next show.
Yes.
All the best, guys. All the best. And take care of yourselves. We'll see you next week. Peace.
See everyone.